Just like clockwork every time. Thank you, Logitech. God. Oh, actually, Frank, we couldn't even hear you there. But yeah, now you're unmuted. But yes, Frank was talking there because he was commenting that every time that I try to do this. So again, give me 2 seconds here while I pick this Logitech Stream Cam.
Why do I always think about Office Space when you say Logitech?
Office, because don't they work for Initech?
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey man, 2 chicks at once, man.
Oh my God. And now it's not letting me change it. This is a great start to the show. By the way, Land's camera not working, which is why it's that. Shim also not here. Oh my God.
I blame the Russians.
What the hell?
There you go. You're good.
Jesus. All right. Are we good? We're there? We're all right? We're all right?
Next time, go with sepia as the filter. It looks better.
Good God. All right. Well, coming up on the show today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how the hell are we all doing? We're going to talk some wrestling. We got some big wrestling news from the world of wrestling. We do have the Gen Z coming up. Gen Z game, I should say. We're going to do a year in review of 1991 because that was the last time the Detroit Lions were in the NFC Championship game. Although technically it was 1992, but it was the 1991 season. So we're going to do a 1991 recap. Got the Onion headlines and another movie draft. We're going to do airplane movies because if you guys haven't heard, one of the biggest movies out there right now, it was just nominated for Best International Feature Film, and that was Society of the Snow. Have you guys heard about Society of the Snow?
Yes.
Negative.
So Society of the Snow, you've heard of the movie Alive, right, Lan?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so it's the same storyline. It's the 1972 Uruguay rugby football team that they crashed into the Andes, resorted to cannibalism and all that stuff.
Yummy.
Super tragic story, and it's a new movie based on those true events is what Society of the Snow is, and it's considered the most accurate sort of telling of what happened up there. At least that's what they're saying.
I just want both you guys to know if we were in a plane that crashed somewhere and I died and you were thinking about if you had to eat me, just do it. I'm already dead. I wouldn't care.
Frank's too skinny. There's nothing to eat. You're all bones.
There's meat in places.
All right, so we just mentioned what we got coming up. We do have the new member tier. Don't forget about that here on the YouTube channel. It's just 99 cents a month. It does definitely help support the channel. Appreciate it if you guys are willing to pony up for 99 cents. However, Nightmare jumped back in on the Memberlorian there tier. Yeah. So basically what happens is if you get the 99 cents, you're helping support the channel. The tier of that is called Channel Supporter. But also on top of that, I've decided that I will make you a wallpaper. So when we get people who become members, they will get a wallpaper that I will make. We talked about the first one being coral balls in some way, shape, or form. But Nightmare, considering you jumped back in as a Memberlorian, think about what kind of wallpaper you would want. Do you want the Brandalorian logo? Do you want something with the cross-eyed bear? Do you want something with our beautiful faces on it? Do you want coral balls? What else do I have here? I also have a little baby Yoda figurine right here. All these different weird things that I could turn into some sort of a wallpaper that we can use for your phone. So let us know what you want, or I should say let me know what you want, and I'll get to working on that. Also, I do have a shout out to a commenter on my YouTube channel. We were talking about this right before we jumped on live. There was a video that I did about Frank Zappa and how he helped promote the Valley Girl culture when he was really trying to make fun of it, and with his song Valley Girl. And the comment just says, "Did you know penis?" Multiple question marks. Did he? And also balls is the comment that the person put there. And that's arguably one of the greatest comments I think I've received on any of my videos on YouTube. So thank you for that. I didn't push her. is the name of the person. God, what do people come up with this stuff? I have a poll up on YouTube. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you're flipping through, you'll notice that you'll see some of my other posts coming up that aren't necessarily videos. They could be pictures or polls are a lot of things that I do because I love polls. And
yeah, you do.
It's one that we're kind of talking about over the past week is what is the sexiest accent poll? So we're not going to really talk about this right now because I had intended to do this with Shim and he's busy today. So we're going to bring this back up next Wednesday. But think about that. You can go to my YouTube. I don't think you can find the posts on YouTube. I'm not 100% positive on that. But you can definitely find it over on other places. And so by all means, let us know what you think the sexiest accent is. And I did a post on Instagram as well. So there's a lot of good feedback that we've been getting on that poll. So let us know what you think is the sexiest accent. Really quick, what do you think it is, Frank? What for you?
Mine or what I think it is that people are voting for?
Yours, your personal.
My personal, I'd say it'd be a toss-up between Australian women and Irish women.
Okay, Lan?
Italian.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll dig deeper into this topic next week.
Oh, we're gonna dig.
Gabagool.
That's the only reason why Alan likes the Italian accent is so he can say gabagool.
Gotta be beautiful. Hey,
all right,
you got a mustache.
Couple of big stories in the wrestling world from this past week. The first one, Lan sent us this. Somebody's leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. Lan,
Not just someone.
What's the story?
Not just someone. He is New Japan Wrestling for the past 10 years. Kazuchika Okada, his contract is, I guess, up because his last show with New Japan was last night at Korakuen Hall. And he is now a free agent. This is huge because he had, over the past, like 10 years, some of the best matches that has ever been put out in professional wrestling, period. Even Steve Austin said that his trilogy versus Kenny Omega are some of the best matches he's ever seen in his entire life. And Steve Austin is a big fan of this guy.
Are there any rumors as to where he's going to end up?
Nothing solid. Of course, like a lot of the dirt sheets are saying WWE because Shinsuke Nakamura is in WWE and they were in the same faction when they were both in New Japan and they're very, very good friends. But at the same token, Okada and the Young Bucks are really, really good friends as well. And of course, he's had the history with Kenny Omega, and I think they're buddies too. But Kenny Omega's out for the foreseeable future, so it's kind of a toss-up.
Where do you want him to go?
If
you got to pick, if you were the guy that chose where he's going,
I would main roster WWE. I'd say is where I'd want him to go.
That's a fantastic transition into the next story here because apparently WWE Raw is coming to Netflix. All the streaming services are buying up everything. So beginning January of 2025, Netflix is going to be the exclusive home to Raw. That's here in the United States, Canada, the UK, and Latin America, among some other territories. And coming with this is some of the other brands are going to be in other places. And I had another story that I like an idiot closed out of earlier, but the contract is up for Raw in October, so they aren't quite sure where they're going to be broadcasting Raw from October through January until it kicks in on Netflix. And I did see that Peacock will still be the sole provider of WWE premium content. I have that right.
Pay-per-views and
stuff.
stuff.
Things like that will still go through there, just not Netflix. So essentially what they're doing is they're just kind of spreading their webs and tentacles all over everything, both WWE and Netflix at this point. So they're going to make you spend as much stinking money as possible. And I'm telling you, it's going to get to the point here probably this year that I'm going to have a sit down with my family to be like, we got to figure out what streaming services we're going to keep and what we're going to get rid of. And Netflix has always been at the top for me of ones to get rid of because the other ones it's all the stuff that I watch. So that's going to be and I'm the one that pays the bills. So that's going to be the one that might be on the chopping block. But be prepared if you're a gigantic WWE fan and you love WWE Raw coming in January of 2025. You better have a Netflix subscription, or you would better know somebody with one and use their password because.
Still let you do that?
I mean, they've been rolling out that. I still think they would benefit from essentially a tier that lets you share. You know, it's a lower tier. But if you look at it, these streaming services, they don't give a fuck anymore in regards to the cut. Like we're going to keep jacking the price up. We're going to start adding commercials. So if you want like ad free, it's going to be just an insane amount. And I guarantee if you were to take how much money you're spending on, you know, maybe I'll do this for next week's show. I'll go through and I'll let everybody know exactly what I spend per month on streaming services, and we'll compare that to what it used to be for cable, because I guarantee that all these streaming services combined are probably like close or even potentially more. But
I remember when I first signed up for Netflix account in like 2009, it was free. And the movie selection they had at that time was atrocious. Like there was this, I remember watching a Civil War movie. Oh, and it was basically like this woman filming like reenactment battles, and then they would do a cut scene real quick to them like, oh my God, the battle's getting closer. We gotta watch out for them Yankees. And then it would cut back and you'd see like people eating lunch in the background and cars driving by. It's like, what the hell is this?
Do you know what got me to purchase Netflix? It was a show, probably would have been right around 2013, 2014.
Ooh,
a show?
Yeah, it was a very specific show that I was hearing just rave reviews about.
Oh, you got me on that. I have no clue. I've never really paid attention to Netflix.
Daredevil.
Oh, that was 2013? I was going to say that, but I thought it was later than that.
Nah, Daredevil was the whole reason that I ended up getting my own subscription to Netflix, and it was totally worth it. But yeah, now it might be
coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's already there. It's already on Disney Plus. And see, that's the thing.
No, but the newer season, the reborn Daredevil's coming out soon.
That's true. I still haven't watched Deco yet, but that's a conversation for another time, because we got to move on.
So something to tie back into the WWE thing too. I was reading last night that because Netflix will have a lower tier with commercials, they're going to be filming Raw with the commercials in mind. So people who are paying like the full $15 or whatever, they get to watch like what it's like to actually be at a Raw show. Where the wrestlers are just kind of stand around for 10 minutes after their entrances.
I'm telling you, man, it's if you've never been to a wrestling event live, preferably something like WWE that's nice and big, even if you're not a fan of wrestling, it is so worth going to, because the entertainment, not only do they put on a fantastic show, but the crowd, the audience is fantastic. It still would blow my mind. The one time I got to sit front row at Survivor Series down in Miami, Florida, and how there's all these people around us, and somebody would go for a pin and the guy would kick out, and there's grown men arguing that they should have continued to 3 like it's a real thing. Like they're arguing like it was a real sport. It still blows my mind to this day, but if you've never been to an actual big-time wrestling event, I highly recommend it. It is time for the Gen Z game. If you are here watching this live, you are more than welcome to jump into the chat. If either of the guys don't know any of the answers, unfortunately, I did have all of this mapped out with Shim in mind as well. So the questions are going to be a little bit different here. Who wants to go first today?
We'll let Alan go first, since I went first last week.
All right, Big Lane.
I was trying to think who went first.
You get to go first this time. So essentially, the way that I had it mapped out, because I thought Shim was going to be here, was it's going to go, there's essentially 2 different types of questions here. You have questions that are Gen Z-based questions, and then questions for all of the other generations, which we call the world. And so I have it mapped out where it's 3 of the world and then 3 Gen Z, 3 of the world, and then 3 Gen Z. So it's going to be mixed up for you guys this time because I had it mapped out for 3 people. But here we go. Land. Question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
In the film Mean Girls, where is Katie Heron raised?
Never watched the movie. I have no idea.
All right, Frank, got a guess?
Arizona.
Know the answer. If anybody knows it in the chat. Nightmare just made a wrestling comment, by the way. That's still one of the greatest wrestling comments ever. That dude at the home show. It's still real to me, damn it. Anybody got an answer in the chat? Which, if you've never seen Mean Girls, again, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic show, or a fantastic movie. The correct answer, Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is where she was raised. All right, we're going over to Frank here. Question from the world. What is the name of the iconic 1987 Rick Astley song?
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Oh, see, Frank changed
Somebody has to do the dance, too.
Frank changed his setup, so I got to change his number here. He can hardly see that.
I can do this.
Hey! All right, back over to Land. Another question from the world, or for the... Is it from or for the world? It's basically all the other generations. Who is the author of the Harry Potter series?
J.K. Rowling.
You are correct, sir. All right, firing back over to Frank. Gen Z question here for you. In the Lego movie, what is the name of the song sung by the workers to celebrate teamwork and playing a role in society?
Oh.
He knows
I
it, too.
just heard it like a week ago, too, and I can't even think about the
It's an
Great
earworm.
to Be Me or something like that.
It's an absolute earworm.
Yeah, like after it's brought up again, I'll remember it, but it's slipping my mind right
All right,
now.
so nothing from Frank. Land, you got a guess?
I'm perfect or something.
No idea.
Everything is awesome!
That's right. There it is.
All
I
right.
knew it was something like that.
Next question to Land. It's a Gen Z question. Who wrote and directed the 2017 film Get Out?
Oh, Jesus Christ. When
Are you blanking on it?
I know. And I can't remember which one. Is it Key or is it Peel?
Gotta guess one.
We'll go with Peel.
Oh, that is correct. I could make. What's his first name?
Jordan?
Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is correct. All right, moving over to Frank. Gen Z question here for you. Whose real name is Colson Baker?
Colson Baker.
Colson Baker.
God, that sounds so familiar. Is it Vanilla Ice?
No, that was Rob Van Winkle.
Whatever.
Remember, it's a Gen Z question.
Oh.
All right, Land, you gonna steal?
Colson Baker.
Anybody in the chat? You guys, by the way,
no idea.
from the moment I ask the question in the chat, you're more than welcome to fire away with any answers you have in there. Land has given up. Colson Baker is Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh my
Machine Gun Kelly.
No wonder
That
nobody
idiot.
knows about that.
All right.
Didn't Eminem murder him or something?
He kind of did. He did lyrically, that's for sure.
Now he's wearing dresses and beating up his wife or something.
All right, moving over to Alan here. We got a question on the world, or from the world. In the 1980s, the deadliest nuclear power plant accident to date occurred outside what Ukrainian city?
That for me?
This is
Pripyat.
for Land.
Oh.
What'd you say, Land?
Pripyat.
No.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl! He is correct. All right, we're all tied up at 2. Frank, coming back over to you. Question from the world. On Arrested Development, where is there always money?
In the ground.
Land, you got to steal?
No, because I'm still stuck on that last question.
You're stuck on Chernobyl?
Yeah, because when you look this up, the Chernobyl power plant was outside of the city of Pripyat.
Oh, then I'll give you the point. Oop. Wrong button.
You didn't do the fart button that time?
No, you're more than welcome to check these if you want. I ran out of time. I didn't get a chance to double check these, and Lord knows this Gen Z game is not exactly on it, everything. So, but yeah, I'll give you the point on that. All right, so Landon takes the lead. But do you have an answer to on Arrested Development? Where is there always money?
In my butt. No.
I mean, there might be, but it wasn't on the show. Arrested Development. The
Never
banana
seen an
stand.
episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I never
watch.
watched it
Don't
either.
watch. Don't. I mean, the updated stuff is okay, but the original run is hilarious.
I remember the original one. I was one of those people that on Fox just didn't get it, and then they canceled it before I even got there in time.
So funny. Yeah, there's always money in the banana stand. All right, going back to land here. Question from the world. What sort of car is used as a time machine in Back to the Future?
The DeLorean.
You are
Cocaine
correct. All right, Frank, Gen Z question here for you. What is a word for leak or a cool sense of style? Remember, this is a Gen Z question.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm glad Frank got this one because Frank is the one that teaches us what all the kids think is cool.
Yeah, because I'm so in with the kids.
Again, if you're in the chat, you want to go ahead and fire away with any of these answers, you're more than welcome to do that.
It's your drip, man.
Ah!
Got that drip. It finally came to me.
Frank got that drip. All right, moving back to land. Another Gen Z question here.
Hashtag drip drop.
I forgot about hashtag drip drop. A Song of Ice and Fire is the novel that which popular TV series is based off?
A Game of Thrones.
That's his speech impediment, ladies and gentlemen. It is Game of Thrones.
Thrones. Right near the beach.
Red boy. All right, moving back over to Frank. Another Gen Z question here. House of Balloons is the 2011 debut album for which artist?
House of Balloons. Is the old man from Up?
No, that would be Carl Fredrickson, but that's a good answer. If I could give a half point, I would.
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. Nope. That's incorrect. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Lan, you got an answer? Want to steal?
House of Balloons.
House of
I
Balloons.
think I have one now,
In
but
2011. What do you think,
I
Frank?
have no idea.
Ariana Grande.
No, not
Oh.
Ariana Grande.
That's
Lan?
No idea.
No idea. It
No
is
idea.
The Weeknd, ladies and gentlemen. The Weeknd. That was
okay.
his debut. All right, we're moving back over to Lan here. Question from the world. Who is the director behind 80s teen movies like The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, and 16 Candles?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Everything is slipping my mind right now.
Everything is awesome!
everything is awesome.
Oh no. I can't remember.
All right, he's out. Oh. Man, I am off on my buttons today. Frank, what do
The
you got?
director,
Yeah.
John Hughes.
I had the first name right.
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah,
Classic
John.
Chicago guy.
I was gonna say John Landis, but I'm like, no, that's wrong.
I mean, Landis was behind a lot of the good 80s movies. All right, where are we at on the score here? Land's up 5-4. We're coming back to Frank on this one. This is
one of the movies.
There you go, save Ferris. This one is for Frank. Question from the world. What does www stand for in a web address?
Worldwide. Worldwide whores. I don't know.
I mean, he might be right.
I mean, there are worldwide whores out there. Land, got a steal?
World Wide Web.
There you go.
I was wondering if you were going to get web because I said, what does it stand for in a web
I was
address?
thinking I was being too general with it.
So he went with who is.
Maybe I was being too broad with it.
He loves who is.
Is Biggins open?
Biggins. I thought about making that a short and then tagging them in it and seeing if like we can get Frank a free lap dance at Biggins. All right, coming back to you, Lan. This is a question from the world. Who is smarter than the average bear?
Yogi Bear?
You are correct, sir. Lan with the commanding 7-4 lead. At this point, Lan's got to miss all of his, and Frank's got to not only get his, but also steal them in order to get the victory. So we're going back to Frank here. Gen Z question. Who voices Detective Pikachu in the 2019 film Detective Pikachu?
It was Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, look at that.
My lookalike, apparently.
What?
I had some kid tell me that one time from like in 2011. Like, you look like Ryan Reynolds from Green Lantern. I was like, oh, Jesus, thanks.
I like how he picked out
You
Green
white,
Lantern.
you Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
you white, you
folks look
Ben
the same.
Affleck.
All right, Lan, you get this one right. You lock up the game. Gen Z question. What is the name of Kylie Jenner's first baby?
Oh shit. That's my answer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I gotta fix I moved all these buttons and now it's all boogered up. All right, Frank, Steele.
Like Courtney?
No, I'm sorry. Stormy is what we were looking for. Stormy.
I thought they were all like
Daniels?
C names, like Courtney and Kim and
No, that's Kylie Jenner's first baby.
Contra. Whatever.
All right, well, we got one more here for you, Frank, even though Lan's technically going to get the win. It's a Gen Z question. Which musician is the most nominated woman at the Grammy Awards?
Ever?
Yeah.
Gotta be Madonna, right? Oh,
Lan, chance to steal.
Most nominated at the Grammy Awards. Ugh.
I'm going to tell you right now. Would you
Yeah.
have a guess? Because I was going to give you a slight hint because she, for a time there, did not think that I was ready for that jelly, but I proved her wrong.
oh, Jesus.
Oh, Beyonce?
Where was that hint for me?
Lan doesn't have a camera, everybody. But he's taking his victory lap right now. You just can't
Yep.
see it.
Straight to the bathroom.
He's actually naked.
He's doing it naked. That is why he wanted to do the show naked today, and that is the whole reason why he does not have a camera. So
Yeah,
just
sure.
remember
My
that.
camera's not working.
Yeah, it's not working. Sploosh. What was that sound? My balls in my cup. Whoa.
Coral.
Coral.
Nuts going sploosh.
Coral. D's Nuts Sploosh. We will inform everybody of D's Nuts Sploosh at a later time. All right. The Detroit Lions back in the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1991, although technically they played it in 1992. It was the 1991 season, and they were in the NFC Championship game against the Washington, formerly Redskins, January 12th, 1992.
You racist.
So we're going to look back at the year 1991.
Woo, boy.
So I'm going to go through a few things here for you. In sports, we had the first FIFA Women's World Cup held in China.
Which nobody saw or knew about.
Do you remember who won?
That's what I
States.
asked you.
I know who won. I wrote it down.
I will say
America.
Netherlands.
So Lan is going with Netherlands and Frank is going with
America.
America. Frank is right. United States beat Norway 2-1 in the final.
We had all those mullet women running around the field.
Yeah. And then in baseball, Minnesota Twins won the World Series over the Atlanta Braves, and the Chicago Bulls beat the Lakers 4-1 in the NBA Finals. That was the first of their three-peats. They beat the Lakers, then the Blazers, then the Suns. I still remember the Blazers losing to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals back then, and it was absolutely heartbreaking.
How old were
Wasn't
all
that
we?
when like Jerome Kersey dropped that pass?
I think that was
tied
it.
the game at the very last second.
And I remember Magic Johnson hitting, I think it was a 3-pointer, and 11-year-old Brandon was sitting there. I think I recorded it because I was rewinding, looking to see if his foot was on the line, and it was total bullshit that they gave him 3 points. I was pretty adamant on proving them wrong that he was on the line, but he was not, and so they ended up going on to win. All right, so the hottest Christmas gifts of 1991. What do you guys think it was?
91.
91.
Nerf.
It was not Nerf.
Something G.I.
Sega
Joe.
Genesis.
No, it was actually Super Nintendo.
Oh, I was gonna go to that one next.
A couple other really popular gifts that year. Remember moon shoes? Those trampoline shoes?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
What
wanted
the
a
hell
pair
was
of
that
those.
about? I did too, but I think one friend had them, and they didn't work, and B, they broke really easy.
Yeah, they broke like within the first 20 minutes of playing with them.
A couple other big gifts for the 1991 Christmas season: Rap Man and
Rap Man?
Sony Video Walkman.
Oh god.
1991 was also the final year of the Cold War. This was another topic I was going to bring up for Shim, which we'll bring up next week, because I wanted to find out from him what it was like learning about the Cold War from Australia's point of view. Well, he would have been, elementary school at that time. What would it have been like? And then also on this topic as well, the Gulf War that began in 1991.
The only thing I remember about the wall falling, it was like a year or two after. And
David
the fact that
Hasselhoff?
apparently, David Hasselhoff was responsible for it.
Yeah.
With his sparkly jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, I was too young to even notice or care. But like 2 years later, there's Hasselhoff singing whatever the hell one of his songs on the friggin' wall. It's like, okay.
No, the song's called Freedom or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. He happened to be over in Germany doing a concert, and the wall came down. He's like, "Hey, let's just go out
Dude,
there
he
and
was-
free my people."
And he probably still is huge
He's
over there.
huge in Germany.
Yeah,
They love
it's
him over there.
absolutely huge. David Hasselhoff.
Hey, he was one of the wasn't he the coach on the team in Beer Fest?
Yeah.
Was he?
Or no, dodgeball.
Dodgeball. Yeah, no, not Beer Fest. But Beer Fest just makes me want to drink. 1991, huge year because the World Wide Web was released outside of CERN to other research facilities. This happened January 1991. Also, we have some music news here. So grunge hit the mainstream.
Yep.
What do you guys think were the top-selling albums of 1991? I'll have you
I
guess
believe-
whichever the number, or just list an album. I'll let you know if it was on the list.
Never mind.
Nevermind was number 2.
Michael Jackson.
30 million sales. Michael Jackson's Dangerous.
Black and white. Yeah, Dangerous in black and white, whatever it was. Yeah.
27 million sold in 1991. You guys are still missing the
Michael's that?
number 1.
I'm gonna go Billy Ray Cyrus just because that Achy Breaky Heart song took off in like '91.
I think that might have been a year later because I don't
Was that
see him.
92?
It
Okay,
might have been. I don't see it on the list here anywhere. But some honorable mentions. If you come up with something, let me know. Because we had
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer. No, I don't think he's on here. Jodeci,
Vanilla Ice.
number 44.
Jodeci. Wow.
Bill Biv DeVoe.
MC Hammer, Too Legit to Quit, actually came in at number 37.
Oh, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
No, I still think this was a little before his time. I mean, I think his first album had come
I might be
out.
into '92. Yeah, I might be in '92 thinking of that, like the early stages of '92. Because I was in 5th grade, like '91, '92. So I'm trying to remember.
Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears, sold almost a little over almost 4.5 million copies. That comes in at
Okay.
number 32. Dire Straits, On Every Street, little over 5 million copies, comes in at number 28. Tina Turner, Simply the Best, coming in at number 27.
One of my craziest memories about the music time that year was in the summer of '91 because I was taking sailing classes and we would take a bus out to Shell Point around here in Florida. And someone talked about how Nirvana had knocked Michael Jackson off the number 1 spot. And it blew my mind as a 10-year-old kid that somebody had knocked Michael Jackson off the number 1 spot for like album selling. I just had no clue. And then, of course, Nirvana took over everything for the next 3 or 4 years.
All right, here's your
I-
top.
That's wow.
Here's your top 15 from 1991. Boys to Men, Cooley High Harmony.
Oh yeah, Boys to
Ooh.
Men. That's right.
9.5 million copies. Coming in at number 14, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar,
Right.
Sex, Magic. Coming in at number 13, this is an album I know for a fact that both of the gentlemen here on the show with me have. Michael Bolton, Time, Love, and Tenderness.
Actually, it's sitting in the living room right now.
Is that the guy from
Still
the
got the
Office
vinyl, bitch.
Space?
What?
Is that the guy from Office Space?
Why should I have to change my name? He's the one that sucks. Coming in at number 12, Roxette, Joyride. Number 11, REM, Out of Time. Number 10, Garth
Doesn't say
Brooks,
REM.
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Rope in
yeah.
the Wind.
Yeah, he had his run. Forgot about Garth.
Here's something to think about. Numbers 8 and 9 are the same band.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, yeah.
You are correct. You know what, Lane? You get the point for that. I'm just going to keep tallying the points today. Yeah, that's Guns N' Roses. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 both sold 15 million copies. And again, these were kind of, I think, estimates, for, unless because the Nielsen SoundScan came out in 1991, where they were better able to track album sales. Coming in at number 7 was Genesis, We Can't Dance.
Oh.
Number 6, Pearl Jam's 10.
Was Phil Collins on that list?
Not well. I mean, not where we're at. Number 5, U2, Achtung Baby.
Oh.
I can't say that album without thinking of somebody spitting. Number 4, Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 2, and then of course, like we said, number 3 is Michael Jackson, Dangerous. Number 2 is Nirvana's Nevermind.
Because Freddie Mercury died in early '91, so
What?
he had a lot of
What was number 1, boys?
Janet Jackson.
Doom doo 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 doom.
Or Madonna.
Doo 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 doom. Doom doo 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 doom.
Oh, Metallica.
Doo doo dun dun
Oh,
dun
yeah,
dun.
there
Yep.
you go.
Metallica Black.
Enter Sandman.
Yep, the Black Album or the self-titled album, depending on how you want to look at that. So that was your top albums from 1991. And then we also have the Billboard charts. Starting off the year, can you guys think of what rapper was at the top of the charts in 1991?
Was it Uncle Luke?
No, it was not Uncle Luke.
It's Luther Campbell.
That's how we know him in Florida is Uncle Luke.
Doom, 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 doom.
Vanilla Ice.
Robert
Vanilla
Van
Ice.
Winkle.
Robert Van Winkle was number 1. And then he was finally taken over by Mariah Carey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's when she had first. Well, she was like 20 years old in '91 and just came out. She was fine as hell.
What Mariah Carey song?
Have a Vision
this
of
is
Love?
number 1 albums. So this was the actual
albums. Okay.
Yeah, so that was Mariah Carey and her self-titled album. I did want to get the actual. Oh, here you go. Billboard 200. Will this take me there? Nope, of course not. Let me look that up real quick. Oops. I could learn how to type.
Tap it backwards.
I haven't been able to type all stinking day. Here we go. List of Billboard Hot 100 number 1s. There you go. 1991, Madonna actually was in there. CNC Music Factory. Mariah Carey, it was Someday looks like the first single that she had that really hit it big. And then you had, oh my God, Bryan Adams. Bryan goddamn Adams.
Bryan Adams was running things for a minute there.
He had the number 1 song for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive weeks.
Was it from it wasn't from the? Oh, it was from Robin Hood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like the soundtrack god for a minute there.
By the way, I'm going to
90s.
be doing a video. There was a serial called Prince of Thieves back in 1991, but they didn't have the rights to use Kevin Costner, so they just put a generic Robin Hood on the box, and the cereal was supposed to look like tiny little arrows that had sprinkles on them. They looked like little dicks.
Yeah, I remember that.
Here's a bowl of dicks. You could literally buy somebody a bowl of dicks. Michael Jackson's Black or White was the one that kind of wrapped up the year at number 1. All right, domestic box office for 1991. Let me get a little music up in this bitch. What do you guys think?
Man,
Was the number
I'm not
1?
good with years.
I'm trying to think because you had Home Alone was 90, and you had all those like kid movies begin to really break out in 91. I'm gonna go.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that was 93. 91.
By the way, Home Alone is listed in here in 91.
Because it like ran over, right?
Yep.
Because it was like late 90. And
Yeah,
it
remember
ran
this is
over
when
to
this is when
91.
movies stayed in the theater for months.
For like 2 months, yeah, 2 or 3 months. You have to like wait like a whole year for a VHS tape to come.
Home Alone is number 3 on the list.
Okay.
Was that Batman Returns?
No, Rabbit Herd was
no.
92.
All right, I'm going to go through, see if this jogs your memory a little bit. I'm going to give you guys kind of, God, see, I keep scrolling down, and I'm like, I want to include that one. I want to
Hook.
include that one.
Right,
King
wasn't
Ralph.
Hook in 91?
King Ralph came in at number 39.
King Ralph with John Goodman. That actually was a decent movie. I actually enjoyed that one.
Oh, yeah, I got to find a cutoff line here. Hold on, let me see this. Last Boy Scout, number 42. Edward Scissorhands,
Hey,
number
I remember that
44. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, number 33. Thelma and Louise, number 25. Number 24, The
Introduction of
Rocketeer.
Brad Pitt.
New Jack City, number 23. Ooh, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, number 21.
Ooh, love that movie.
Doc Holliday. I'm sorry, Doc Hollywood. I've been watching Tombstone, if you can't tell. Doc Hollywood
Okay.
came in at number 20.
Filmed a little bit in Gainesville.
Boys in the Hood, number 19. Cape Fear, number 18. 101 Dalmatians, the 1991 re-release, I guess, came in at number 17.
Okay.
Kindergarten Cop, number 16.
All right.
What About Bob, number 15?
I actually saw that in theaters in 91.
What was the name of his
Wow.
fish? What was the name of his fish?
Well, wasn't it Larry?
That was Gil.
Gil. Okay, yeah, Gil. That movie.
Didn't I see that with you, Brandon?
I think we probably did. It sounds familiar.
I mean, a 10-year-old kid, your mom taking you to see that movie and just like not exactly knowing what the hell it's about, and you got this like weird guy.
Yeah, that was a weird movie to
So
watch as a
wild,
kid.
man.
All right, coming in at number 14, Frank already mentioned this one, Hook. Number 13 was Beauty and the Beast. Number 12 was Hot Shots, and number 11 was Backdraft. These are the top box office movies from 1991. Number 10, I know we saw this one for a fact together in the movie theater land.
Mighty Ducks.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yes, there you go.
2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, because the first one was 90, wasn't it?
I think so. Number 9, Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear.
Love that movie.
Number 8, The Addams Family. Number 7,
Oh yeah.
Sleeping with the Enemy. Number 6, Dances with Wolves.
Okay. Yep.
Number 5, City Slickers.
Okay.
Number 4, I would like a nice Chianti.
Oh yeah, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs came in at number 4, like we mentioned earlier. Home Alone came in at number 3. Number 2, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. We just talked about it.
There you go.
Number 1 movie for 1991 was released on July 3rd, brought in almost $205 million.
Was it Clear and Present Danger?
I will be back.
Oh,
Terminator 2.
2.
Yeah. Terminator 2 Judgment Day came in at number 1 from 1991, ladies and gentlemen. And then we
That's
also
a good list of movies.
I know, like these were like this is another thing I want to do, because when you look at some of these early 90s years, you look at the
Like
list of
stuff.
movies that were released and it's insane. Like, especially, I want to say there's a meme that goes around that says Jurassic Park, Forrest Gump, and something else. They were all out at the same time. Like, they were all in movie
Yeah.
theaters.
Last Action Hero. I think one of Stallone's movies, Demolition Man from '93. I think was also around about that time.
Last Action Hero. All right.
And those weren't even the Oscar-nominated movies.
That's something we need to talk about with Shim when he's back next week, is we need to talk about the Oscar nominations that came out and how Barbie didn't get any. Or at least none of the
Yeah,
women did.
that didn't really bother me, honestly.
Well, you're a guy.
Well, no, I mean, I don't remember if I actually watched it or if I did one of those like reaction things where I watched people reacting to it, but I feel I watched the whole thing. And like the entire movie basically seemed to be about Ryan Gosling's Ken, so I don't know why.
It's possible. All right, number one TV shows, or I should say the top rated TV shows
Okay.
from 1991. We're going to go
Cheers.
down here to number 25. Actually, I'll go to 27 because I know we all watch this. You all watch Family Matters, right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Urkel became like super famous in '91 because of that.
There's a tie at number 25, America's Funniest People, and
Home
ABC
Improvement.
Monday Movie.
Okay.
Or
Home
number
Improvement
25.
has to be on there somewhere.
At number 24 is the NBC Monday Movie. There's a tie at number 22, Empty Nest, which
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I never understood because I didn't know what that meant, but all right. And then Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
There you go. It was in what, its first year, when its first or second year?
Something like that, I think.
The original Aunt Viv was still on it at that point.
Yeah. Number 21 was 2020. Number 20 was America's Funniest Home Videos. Coming in at number 19 was Wings. Number 18, The Cosby Show. Number 17, A Different World.
All right.
Number 16. I want to know if either of you guys have watched this, because I have oddly seen more than a couple people talk about going back and rewatching this show and really, really enjoying it. And I don't think I've ever seen a single frame from this show. Northern Exposure.
Yeah, no, that was big. My dad loved that show. I've seen a few episodes of it, but my dad loved that show.
It was not even a blip on my radar. I'd never even watched it.
Instrumental theme with the moose walking through town.
Oh, I remember. I remember
man.
seeing the intro, but I don't think I ever actually saw the show.
Yeah, it was an interesting show. It was good. I mean, about the doctor shows up and just all the weird characters. It's almost like The Office, except they don't know that they're being.
They don't get to do the
that
gym
they're on a
moment.
show. Yeah, they don't do the. I mean, it's just they're all different eccentric characters living in their own world up there in Alaska. Wow.
These are
Is it a comedy?
I think so, wasn't it?
Comedy drama. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like a dramedy.
Dramedy.
call it.
Yeah, so these are the top rated TV shows from the 1991-92 season. At number 15, Evening Shade. At number 14, CBS Sunday Night Movie.
Hey man, you gotta roll those night movies out.
Jesus. Number 13 was Unsolved Mysteries. That used to
Oh.
scare the
Yeah, that thing
Used to scare the
crap out of me.
out of me. Good God.
Robert Stack was awesome.
His voice, it's why it made it difficult to watch Caddyshack. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I had difficulty watching Caddyshack because his voice, I'm like, so who's going to die and where's the ghost going to show up?
Yeah, then you watch Airplane.
Yeah.
If his voice scared you.
God, no kidding. And then number 12 was Monday Night Football. Number 10, there's a tie, Room for Two and Coach.
Wow.
Number 9, here you go, Major Dad.
Holy crap. I remember that one.
Number 8, Murder, She Wrote. Number
Of
7,
course. Matlock?
Full House.
Oh, baby. Loved me some Full House.
Number 6, Designing Women. There's a tie at number 4. It was Cheers and Home Improvement.
Oh.
Number 3,
Wow, Home
Murphy.
Improvement was on back then.
Number,
Yeah, that was his first year.
season. Dude, there was a time he had the
Classic
number
episodes.
1 TV show, movie, and book. Like, think about
Yeah.
that. Like, that was huge. Number 3, Murphy Brown. Number 2, Roseanne. And number 1, 60
Yeah, I
Minutes.
was gonna say Roseanne had to be there somewhere.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Killing it in the early 90s.
Yeah, so there's your year in review for 1991. If there's anything we forgot, be sure to comment below. Make sure you also click and like down there. That always definitely helps. I'm looking at you, Nightmare. I know you're there. Make sure you're clicking like. Frank and Lan, make sure you guys are clicking like, because it definitely helps.
I do all the time.
I do, guys. Please don't get angry with me. I make sure that I do. All right, we need to move on, but I need to find my stick in music here. All right, it is time for the Onion Game headlines. Still not exactly sure how I'm gonna, how we phrase this, but essentially I have 3 different headlines here. One of them is real. 2 of
Two
them
truths, one lie.
are from the Onion.
2 lies,
Or 2
one
lies, 1 truth. So one of these is real. 2 of them are big old stinking lies or fake headlines from the Onion. And Frank and Lan have to guess which one is the correct one.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go. Headline number 1. Army partners with famous YouTubers with Fortnite or on Fortnite hoping to boost Gen Z recruitment. Let me read that without fucking it up. Army partners with famous YouTubers on Fortnite hoping to boost Gen Z recruitment. Headline number 2. Study finds children of divorce better prepared for life's relentless misery. And headline number 3. Florida names penis as official state genital.
This is about Australia or Florida?
All right, Lance, since you won the previous game, you get to guess first. Which one do you think is the real headline?
The first one.
Lan is saying the first one. Frank, which one are you saying? You can also pick the first one if you want.
Is the truth?
Yeah, which one do you think is the real headline?
I'm going with the divorce one.
Frank is going with the divorce one. That was the wrong button. God, I gotta fix this. It's number one. Army partners with famous YouTubers on Fortnite, hoping to boost Gen Z recruitment. The other two fake headlines from The Onion. Study finds children divorced better prepared for life's relentless misery. And Florida names penis as official state genital.
I'm a child of a divorce. I have faced a lot of misery, and I was prepared for it, so that's why I went with it.
And interestingly enough, this actually comes from the British Army. Recruiters, they're hosting a Fortnite session via a live Twitch stream that involves famous YouTubers in an attempt to get gamers and young people to join up.
That's interesting.
So apparently
Who are the
recruitment
YouTubers?
is down.
Oh,
Young Philly,
British. Okay.
Els the Witch.
No idea.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's good to know that we don't know who the fuck those people are, but they're essentially the ones.
YouTubers.
They're the ones. I mean, we're not the think about it, we're not the target we're not the target demographic. We're not.
Wait, they don't want our old asses running in.
No, Jesus Christ, dude. Be like, God, these guys are gonna blow.
Not for England.
It's gonna blow a hammy out there, even if we try to do anything.
Motherland.
For the motherland. Yeah, for the land. It's for your motherland. Go out there and fight for
For
England.
the king and country.
All right, let me reset the scores here. Oh wait, no, I don't need to reset this because we're not playing a game. We're gonna actually do the draft. Hold on, I still want to reset these, and I'm not really sure why. I think the guy's already committed to it. All right, you boys ready?
Do it.
It is movie draft time. Society of the Snow is one of the most talked about movies right now. It's been nominated for a couple of different Oscars, one of which is the Best International Feature Film. So tonight's movie draft is we're picking the best triple feature of movies involving planes. Now, the plane has to be sort of a central theme in the actual movie. It can't just be perfect example would be Bridesmaids. Hilarious scenes on a plane, but not about said plane. So,
The plane, boss.
and we
the
did
plane.
say, because we were trying to kind of think about it, or airports, I guess, would even technically kind of land in this. Because we were wondering if Top Gun should count. And I think we agreed, yes, Top Gun is available on the board if you want it. So, on that note, we're going to start the draft here. And Lan, we are going to have you start first since you have won the games.
Oh, yeah.
What is your first movie that you are picking?
This is a very classic movie about commercial airplanes. It has great character building, great lines. Yeah.
I want to
Airplane.
guess. Can I guess? Oh, wait, you
already
picked.
said it.
Damn it,
I already
Airplane.
said it.
I was wondering if that was going to go number one or not. I was kind of hoping that it was. So, all right. And again, we're doing the snake draft style. So it's going to go Lan, Frank, and then I get back-to-back picks. And then we go Frank, Lan, and then so on and so forth. So, Frank, what is your first pick in the airplane movie draft?
Would you have to meld both of these together? Because I was going with Top Gun, but Top Gun and Top Gun 2 are basically... I mean, I guess I'll just go with Top Gun. I enjoyed Top Gun. I don't want to take one away from somebody.
Frank
So
is
we
going
just
with
go
Top Gun. Well, I can tell you right now, since I get back-to-back picks, I am not going with Top Gun. But this will be now the third week in a row.
Top Gun, by the way, Top Gun.
This is now the third week in a row that I have a Kurt Russell movie.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Executive decision?
Mhm. Steven Seagal, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John. Steven Seagal died in the movie too,
I
didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't want to.
I honestly forgot about this movie. I even researched Kurt Russell for last week's draft, and this movie didn't even click in my brain. And then when I started looking up airplane movies, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, that is a fantastic movie based
That's
on
fair,
planes.
man.
So, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going executive decision. And then for my next one, if I were to say Cyrus the Virus,
You're gonna say Con Air.
I'm going to say Con Air. Ah! I don't want Con Air. God, see, again, that is such a good movie. All right,
Yeah,
Frank,
was
do you
that
want
one
Top? Do you want Top Gun 2?
No, I
Okay.
was gonna put it together, but no, that's fine. So it's my pick now.
Your pick there, buddy.
Air Force One.
Ooh.
Damn it!
We're taking all the because Land had mentioned before we're doing this. Land made the comment. He's like, "There's a lot of like I don't know a lot of plane movies. I just haven't seen them." So I wonder if we just took all of Land's guesses.
We
but-
just did. He's going back online to look for.
Yeah, he's
movies
googling. You hear the typing. Like,
airplane movies. Google search now.
all right, Land, we're back on you, buddy. You get back-to-back picks here too.
Wait, I get back to back?
Yeah, you get to go 2 in a row.
Snakey.
Did you want?
All right,
Did you want
well-
Top Gun 2?
No. No, I'm going one up on Top Gun.
Ooh.
I'm going with Hot Shots.
Yo! Great movie. Great movie.
And to cap off the trilogy there,
Hot Shots Part 2?
third is going to be Airplane 2.
Oh my God. Alan goes all comedy.
Love those.
Nice.
All three of those movies. I absolutely love them.
All right. All right, Frank, what's your third pick?
I don't know how many people have actually seen this. It's a war movie. Came out, I think, maybe late 80s, maybe 90. It's about the bomber planes. It's called Memphis Belle. And it
Oh, I
follows,
remember that movie.
Yeah, it follows a crew on their last flight. And then they're done with the war. And
Why
it's
do I
based
feel
on a
like
true
Matthew
story.
Broderick was in that?
No, Matthew Modine.
Ah.
You're close. It was
Yeah,
Modine.
that was a good movie.
Harry Connick Jr. was in it. You had the dude that played from Sean Astin. He's in it. And there's a few others. Great war movie about them doing their last mission and trying to survive World War II. Really good.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
All right. So it's back to me. It's my third and final pick, but I'm going to go through some of the movies that are on kind of the honorable mentions list, and I haven't even seen all of these.
I have a few if you don't name some as well.
What's one that you got?
I have one
Well,
also.
One, of course, is Snakes on the Plane.
Yeah.
All these snakes. The other is, I don't know if you guys have heard, it's from the 1960s, like 66. It's called The Magnificent Men and Their Flying Machines. And it takes place in like the early 1900s. And this multi-millionaire guy sets up a race to see who can fly across the Atlantic Ocean first. And you get all these different groups with different plane designs. And it's almost like those Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 70s when they had the races and you had all the odd cars, all
Oh,
the different characters.
you mean
And
Wacky
so you have
Races?
Yeah, you have all these planes that are just crazy looking and they're trying to fly. It's a comedy. They're trying to fly across the Atlantic Ocean and it's just, it's nuts. If you ever get a chance to find it somewhere, you should watch it. It's a fun little flick.
What's the one that you have, Lan?
Okay, the reason why this wasn't on my list though is because I don't know if it really fit the criteria,
You thinking Die Hard
but
2?
no.
Oh.
Well, I guess that was more airport, right? Yeah, that would have counted.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
But
Kind of like
anyway.
Airport also was included, but yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm going with, the whole movie wasn't about it, but one particular part of the movie was, and it was Twilight Zone the movie.
Ah, yeah. See, I thought about that, man. Like,
Yeah,
because
Passenger.
that one particular story is so iconic. Did you know that
There's something on the wing.
Did you know? So originally it was William Shatner,
Yep.
and then you had John Lithgow play essentially the same role in the updated Twilight Zone. Did you know in Third Rock from the Sun they spoofed that?
Yeah.
Because they were
I think
both
I remember it.
they were both in it. So John Lithgow is in Third Rock from the Sun. William Shatner, I believe, was like his alien boss or something like that in the show. And there's a
Right.
scene where I think they're drunk and they get off the plane and they're both going, "There's something on the wing." And they're just like doing that back and forth. And at the time, it took me a while to remember exactly what it was. It was because they're both in that skit in the Twilight Zone. But that would be worth it. Frank, what's another honorable mention you got?
Passenger 57.
Passenger 57,
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes,
Bet on
baby.
black.
All right, so here are the honorable mentions that I have. There was The Terminal with Tom Hanks. He plays that dude that's basically stuck in the terminal.
Saw that, dude.
Flight Plan Flight. I think Flight was the one with Denzel Washington. There's
Right, yeah, he's a pilot.
Yeah, there's Sully, which is about the
Right.
plane that landed in the Hudson. There's another one that I would have counted if anybody had picked it, but I need to preface this. This movie is not based on real events. It's not. The guy's completely full of shit. Catch Me If You Can.
Right.
I recently did a video about that. If you want to watch that, go to go to the channel while you're here on YouTube, and you can find that Catch Me If You Can was not based on real events. That guy made shit up. And it didn't take a ton of research in order to people to figure that out, by the way, because they asked people at the airline back then about, hey, this guy's claiming he stole like $2 million in bogus checks. And they said, no, we have no record of that. And we would have remembered that.
One thing you learn about Spielberg is he likes to exaggerate on biopics. Like if you watch any of his biopics, research, because he loves to Hollywood his biopics up. So
yeah,
I mean,
look at E.T. Like that kid was not that old.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit. Indiana Jones. What do you?
He never had a whip.
What do you spoon feed me? He didn't wear that kind of a hat. He wore a trilby. All right.
mm-hmm.
He had a cat of nine tails, not a whip.
No, but there's even some of the stuff with like Schindler's List. He exaggerated a little bit on that particular person and certain things, so that movie's not actually accurate either.
You got to make creative decisions to make the movie entertaining.
Oh, he's done a lot of them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. Like we were talking, one of the reasons why we're doing this movie draft is the movie Society of the Snow, which is about that 1972 plane crash of the Uruguayan rugby team. And one of the reasons that it is getting a lot of publicity is it's considered the most accurate of any of the film portrayals of what happened in the timeline. And one of the things that I'd found out was, because I just did a full video. If you guys want to get the timeline of what happened, right here on my YouTube channel, make sure that you guys go check that stuff out. But one of the things that I found out, which is also in this video, is that the movie Alive didn't have the rights to use the names or likenesses of the people who passed away. It was only the people who were still living. So
I have a question about this thing.
Yes.
So when Alive came out back in the 90s, right? There was like this whole rumor, and I don't know if it's actually true or not, but apparently like they're saying if the guys would have gone down on the other side of a mountain, there was like a village and a hotel or whatever that was there, and if they would have just like gone around the other side of the mountain, they would have been safe. Is that
I'd never heard that.
It became like this like rumor that was the case, and I never really followed it up because I was like 12 years old at the time. I didn't really care. But it was like that was the thing, like, oh yeah, and I don't know if it was a joke or if it was actually true that there was like.
I got a feeling that's bullshit. Yeah, that's what I get a feeling.
Kind of on that same note too, the people on the plane, they were from Uruguay.
Yeah,
I think about a soccer team.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So
rugby team.
From what I heard, also is that one of those guys was related to Luis Suarez, and that's why he likes to bite people.
So there must have been a family member of Mike Tyson on there too, then, right?
Come on.
You know what would have been better is if I gave you this. All right, so those are some of the honorable mentions, and this is where it's difficult for me, because I do have 3 movies that I've thought about for the third one as we go back to our list here. Because Alive was a possibility for me, because it's an insane movie. If you've never seen Alive, I haven't seen Society of the Snow yet. My wife did, and she says it's really, really good. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. You can watch it now, and then next January you can go watch WWE Raw. The second one that I was thinking of was also Die Hard 2, but I'm not picking either of those. The movie that I'm going with, planes play a heavy part in this movie, and I remember seeing this movie with my family. Up in the Air.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Don't remember the movie.
George Clooney and
it's about the layoff.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. It's a depressing movie, but yeah.
It is. So the whole thing is, my dad worked in HR at the time, and he would kind of talk about how, because the one role of George Clooney was he would fly around and essentially fire people.
Yeah,
that was
he
his
like a
job.
third party.
Corporations would hire him just to come in and fire people. And I remember talking to my dad about it because my dad worked in HR, which meant he had to also fire people and let people go. And so you kind of got the, what it's like and what it's not like when you go through that stuff. Now, obviously, since then, I've, been let go from a few different jobs. So you kind of know how it goes. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Frank did say it's a little bit depressing. Who's the Vera something that's in that?
Yeah, the one he has the affair with. She does all those like horror movies now. She
Vera
was in
Farmiga.
The Departed. She was in
Yes.
The Departed.
Vera Farmiga. By the way, interesting side note here. I learned this in an interview about the movie after the fact. Not her butt in that one scene, if you know what I'm talking
Was
about.
it butt actor? Was it Joey from Friends?
I'm Al Pacino's butt. But yeah, I found that. I was watching an interview and they randomly brought that up because there's a scene where she's supposed to be like walking around him naked and it's just like ass is right there. And she admits, she's like, that's not me. That was a
now. It's a gat now.
it's a what?
Ass.
I forgot
It's
about that.
gat.
It's a gat.
It's
All
a
right.
gat was ball on screen.
Yeah, damn.
Gat.
Gat damn. All right.
You
Let
got
me
that gat.
put up in the air right there. I'm so glad I got Executive Decision and Con Air on my list.
That was, I think, like Anna Kendrick's. Is that? I can't say her name. I think it was like her big kind of introduction movie too. And then she went off and did the Cups movie.
I think it was. Is that something we need to do on the live stream? We need to
Do the Cups.
do
movie?
the cups. Let me see here. She well, remember she was in Twilight.
Yeah, I never saw those movies. Sorry.
I don't know if she played a big role or not, but it looks like Up in the Air was probably the first real big
I
movie.
think it was like
that
like
she was
where
in.
she was like more of a focal point.
Is Pitch Perfect the Cup movie? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's the Cup
I
movie
think
where
so.
she's.
Oh. Yeah, that came
singing
out.
and
That came out in
doing the cup.
2012. Where Up in the Air came out in 2009.
There you go.
All right, went a little bit long. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Hopefully, Shim will be here next week. We'll discuss a few
Wrestling
topics.
dingoes.
Wrestling dingoes. We're gonna talk about. Make sure you guys go check it out. We have there's a poll up over on my YouTube. What is the sexiest accent? Don't forget, we do have a new member tier. There's one that's channel supporter. That's just 99 cents a month. Again, that means that you definitely are helping support the channel. Any money helps support the channel at this point. There is also Memberlorian, which Nightmare, thank you. Nightmare is a Memberlorian. That one's $4.99 a month or $5.99. It's one of those two. Either one, you'll get a free wallpaper. But since Nightmare is the first one to jump back into the member section, she is going to pick what it is. So, Nightmare, if you want to hit me up on, I think like on Discord or Facebook or Instagram or whichever one you want, just pick what you want. If you want the Brandalorian logo, if you want one with our 4 beautiful faces on it, if you want one that's really artsy fartsy and it's just like a blank screen, I can certainly do that. I'd be really good at that. But whatever you want, by all means. And I do have some photo editing capabilities. So if you want me to, put Shim's head on a donkey, I can do that.
Shim's head on Britney Spears' body.
The one where she's stabbing that car with an umbrella.
Well, I mean, considering now that we know she was having a mental episode, that's kind of like, that's a little. You feel bad for her like that.
Yeah.
It's like, she's losing her friggin' mind.
I still remember Craig Ferguson was the one guy when it came to her
That
who
stood
stepped
up
in,
for
and he
her,
was like,
yeah.
"Look, you guys need to stop because she's obviously going through some shit." So.
Yeah, when you're shaving your head and beating car windows with an umbrella, I'd say something's
And then
not well.
Fast forward, and she's doing dances with knives. I met
They're
that
fake knives.
I
Goat.
met that
They're
guy.
fake.
I met that guy, by the way. Be nice to Britney guy or whatever the fuck he said.
Oh, to leave Britney alone.
Leave Britney alone. That guy. He was at a Comic-Con down in Florida, and they had this main area. It's the same time I got to meet Larry Kinney, the voice of Lion-O. And I felt so bad for this dude because, not Larry Kinney. Larry Kinney was awesome. But the Leave Britney Alone guy, because there were times where it was just him in there trying to make money, and like literally, there's nobody in there. It was like one of the saddest things. But thank you for being here. We'll be back here again next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then don't forget, we got 2 shorts to drop every day. Lots of different videos and content. Make sure you're following me at The Real Brandalorian on all of those. So on that note, peace out, everybody. Say goodbye, boys.
Save Ferris.
Save.
Luis Suarez was on the plane.
God.
It was his idea.
See, I have to wait to click stop streaming because it doesn't